What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus package update, daily news, pretty much everything going on here in our country, in Washington, D.C., money, investing, the stock market, pretty much everything you need to know about on a daily basis. Remember that new videos come out here on our channel at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new videos. It's completely free to do so. And if you find these videos helpful, don't forget to hit the like button for us down below. We got a lot to talk about here today. The Senate and the House passed a bill last night, and we're going to be covering this. Surprise Christmas stimulus checks of up to $1,000 are being sent out in 7 states. Are you eligible? As well as the new virus variant Omicron is now in multiple different states, spreading here in the U.S. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about, so let's jump right in. Yeah, so late last night, the U.S. Senate and the U.S. House of Representatives passed a bill to keep the government funded. This is the government shutdown bill. This is not the stimulus package, the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization, or the debt limit or the debt ceiling bill. This is basically to keep the government funded, the government shutdown bill. This is the annual bill that they have to do to basically keep the U.S. government open. However, this is just a kick the can situation. It's only till February 18th. This is actually the second time that they've kind of punted it down the road. But it's actually a good thing they did this, because the government would have shut down tonight at midnight. So literally, talk about waiting till the last moment. They waited till the last moment. At least they got the job done. They had to get an agreement between the Republicans and the Democrats, and, well, they did that. So at least they got an agreement done. In fact, President Biden has now signed the bill. In fact, during the recording of this of this video, President Biden has now signed the bill to prevent the shutdown as Congress turns to the debt ceiling. So remember that the debt ceiling has not been done. This is just a bill to prevent the government shutdown. You can see it literally here. I know a lot of people are going to report this wrong. That's why you watch me, because I report to you guys the truth. I actually know what I'm talking about here. Congress now turns to the debt ceiling because the debt ceiling has not been done. Okay, this is just a bill to prevent the government shutdown. So the government will not shut down, but the debt ceiling is not completed. Okay. You can see here, this legislation buys the Democrats time as they try to raise or suspend the U.S. debt ceiling before December 15th. And they now try to pass their $1.75 trillion Build Back Better Act by the end of the year. So they're still trying to do those things, and they're still trying to pass the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act, to fund the military as well. So like I said, there's a lot of things going on here in December, and there's a lot of things that have deadlines. The debt ceiling or the debt limit has the estimated date on December 15th. The NDAA has to be funded before the end of the month. The stimulus package doesn't have a date per se, but they're trying to get it done before Christmas. So, like I said, Congress has a lot of things that they're trying to do in a very short amount of time, ASAP. But the president has now signed the bill to prevent the government from shutting down. So that is one less thing. There is possibly a larger issue looming here, as Senator Joe Manchin, a Democrat, is or has announced that he is going to vote to nix Biden's vaccine mandates for larger businesses. And that is probably going to happen this upcoming week. He is going to side with Republicans to possibly defund Biden's vaccine mandates. Yeah, so that is going to be a very big issue that could happen this week. I will keep you up to date here on this, as well. The Senate could pass this with a simple majority. If all 50 Republicans vote against this and Joe Manchin, that could be the 51 votes to defund this in the Senate. It would then go to the House to see what happens, but then President Biden could veto it. Yeah, so literally major decisions are going on here with vaccines. Of course, we have the new Omicron variant, as well as the Supreme Court is actually expected to be ruling on this as well. Remember that we have had federal courts stay decisions on pausing these vaccine mandates as well. So literally major decisions are being done by the courts as well as Congress here, both in the House of Representatives and the Senate possibly here in this upcoming week. So literally the fates and decisions on employees and employers are being decided here possibly here in these next upcoming days. So I will keep you up to date here. And literally they could come down to a single vote. Possibly Joe Manchin could decide this here in the Senate. Can you believe it or not? Joe Manchin could be the swing vote. Literally can't make this stuff up. Yeah. Here is White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki with the new announcements that President Biden has made here over the last several hours here with this new Omicron variant.
Joining us now, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki here on the set. Good to have you.
Great to be here.
Thank you for coming in. So a lot of announcements made as we're looking at Omicron, descending upon the U.S. and trying to learn more and more about it. As we heard in Kelly's package, beyond a booster campaign, there's at-home tests and push for health insurers to cover that, trying to get kids vaccinated, trying to make sure vaccination areas are as far and wide so that people can get to them. And now then how the president moves forward on messaging. How does he do two things at once, which is contain the spread of Omicron and also keep the economy open?
Well, that's exactly what we're trying to do. We're not shutting the economy down, even though this is a difficult moment because there are a lot of unknowns. That makes people very uncomfortable for understandable reasons. We are not building from scratch. We have the tools we need. So you did a very effective run through there of exactly what the president announced yesterday. What we're trying to do is build on what we know works. So we are making vaccines more readily available. We're doing a massive booster campaign across the country targeting seniors and others. We're building on our testing plan. What we haven't probably talked about enough is the fact that we quadrupled our testing capacity since the summer. Yep. This will build on that. We know that all these components will work and build on that. But we have the tools we need to not shut the economy down. And that is our intention.
Yeah. Building on what we know works. We have seen, and it is proven, it's not an opinion, it's not sort of political even, that mandates work.
Yeah.
How is that going to go? How's it going to happen? Are we going to see mandates, or are Republicans going to continue to fight this?
I bet they continue to fight it. No question about it. I mean, we saw a group of Republicans just tried to shut the government down because they don't think people should have to get vaccinated or get tested. I mean, that's bananas and crazy, but we'll leave that over here. But what we're working to try to do right now is implement these mandates, which are vaccinate or test, either option, very reasonable for businesses around the country. We're fighting it in courts right now. But the good news is that it works. And businesses, about 60% of businesses are already doing this. The federal government is the biggest employer in the country. We've already done this. So what we're going to see, I think, is more businesses do this on their own because it creates certainty, protects their workers, brings more women back in. Yeah, that's the good news.
Patty.
Jen, the South Africans are saying that they may not be able to get enough reagent to do the testing that they need because of the travel bans that are being placed on South Africa. We know now that Omicron is pretty much everywhere. It's here in the US. It's in many European countries. Isn't it time to lift those travel restrictions from Southern Africa, particularly given that we don't have travel restrictions from the UK, Belgium, Italy, Denmark, a whole host of countries that have also got Omicron? Well,
we put these travel restrictions in place just a week ago. It feels like longer than that, I recognize. And we did it on the recommendation of our health and medical experts. If they recommend we lift them, the president will follow their advice.
But it is kind of inconsistent, isn't it? That you've got them against some countries, but not against others.
We reserve the option to do additional travel restrictions. And if we don't feel we need them, we will lift them. But it is unquestionable that the spread in South Africa, hundreds, thousands of cases at this point, is broader than other places. Yes, we've had some cases in the United States, which we'll continue to be transparent about. but we still feel that this is effective in slowing the spread and slowing the movement to the United States.
Gene.
One of the things that we've heard consistently from other countries is that while we are getting boosted here in America, there are places around the country, especially poor countries, blacker and browner countries, who have had no shots. No one's got a first or second vaccine. So I guess how do you thread that needle? Because at this point, and I know the president has said, you guys have said that you've continued to give more than other countries.
Yeah.
Well, we are, it's America, so there's a lot more that we could always be doing. And I think people have that expectation, and unless we get with a global pandemic,
the variants will keep coming.
They will keep popping up and going.
Yeah, look, Eugene, you're absolutely right. I mean, the virus and the variants don't see borders. They don't operate that way, right? Nor are they partisan. They don't have a political affiliation. What we announced just yesterday is we're expediting, moving forward more quickly, 100 million doses to get out in the global community. And one of the things Katty touched on, I'm not sure this was your question, but is the additional capacity needed? Because South Africa, for example, we are ready to give them doses tomorrow. But the challenge a lot of countries are having is also there's vaccine hesitancy, something we saw in this country. We're seeing that in South Africa and other countries.
Yeah, so they bring up an interesting point that we've shut down travel from South Africa, but other countries we have travel enabled from that have the Omicron variant. Let me know your thoughts on that. Do you think that should be enabled? Do you think we should shut down travel from all other countries? But the problem with that is that should we be isolated from the entire world? And, we now have Omicron here in several different states now. As you can see here in New York, we have 5 confirmed cases of the new variant in New York now. So the thing is that it's already here in the United States. It's actually here in several different states. It's also here in Hawaii as well. And the Hawaii person that has it didn't even travel. They didn't even travel here recently. And a person in Hawaii has it as well. So we have several different people in several different states that have the new Omicron variant. Yeah, so 5 different people in New York have it. One of the people who have it went to a convention with 50,000 people. 50,000 people. So who knows how many people that they infected? If they infected 50 people, just as an example here, just picking a number out of the sky, that literally can replicate exponentially. If you infect 50 people, I'm just picking a number here, just a random number here, it's just exponential the way it replicates from there. It's unlimited there.
Apparently, this new virus replicates like ×3. There's an article in there about it.
Let me see here. Let me look this up.
Goes by 3. So
here's my wife's article here. It says South Africa, this new virus cases triple in 3 days amid this new Omicron surge. Yeah, so that might be one of the new traits of this new virus, is that it spreads quicker. All right, next up, let's go over this article. Surprise Christmas stimulus checks up to $1,000 are being sent out in 7 different states. Are you eligible? Surprise Christmas stimulus checks. It sounds like a nice thing. Surprise Christmas stimulus checks. Are you eligible? Let's go over this. At least 7 different states are sending out surprise stimulus checks of up to $1,000 before Christmas. Let's go over this. The funds are being issued to people in certain professions or individuals and families whose incomes fall below a certain level. The news may come as a surprise to some individuals who did not know they were even eligible for any more relief funds. With 2021 coming to a close, several states have established their own programs to benefit the people who live there, with each local government deciding who qualifies for a 4th stimulus check and how much they will receive. California implemented the Golden State stimulus check to those who were required to have filed their 2020 tax return by October 15th. On November 29th, officials started to mail out more than 800,000 paper checks as part of the Golden State stimulus program. Well, they're sending these out every week, so that's not really the way they worded. That's kind of weird. They're sending out probably this amount, 800,000 paper checks almost every single week. The payments worth between $600 and $1,100 are sent out to those earning less than $75,000 a year. So yeah, you can actually, it's $600 checks for individuals, and if you have a child, it's $1,100. It's an extra $500. Around 803,000 stimulus checks worth $561 million are expected to be sent out in the last batch of checks. This also includes 3,000 direct deposit payments, the California Franchise Tax Board told The Sun. This is literally just like in the last week. The state of Connecticut. The Connecticut Governor Ned Lamont announced that the Back to Work program for $1,000 in stimulus checks started on May 30th, 2021, will continue until December 31st, 2021. The requirements are more involved than other states, with specifics on when residents filed for unemployment and how long they were on unemployment. So in the state of Connecticut, you can get a $1,000 stimulus check for going back to work. And it goes until December 31st. So pretty cool there. The state of Florida. The state of Florida is offering educators teaching pre-K through grade 12 a one-time payment of $1,000 as well. Governor Ron DeSantis has said that 175,000 teachers and 3,600 principals will be eligible to receive the funds. The payments first started landing in mailbox in August. The state of New Hampshire, families of 3 without an income can receive a check worth $1,086. The state of New Mexico, anyone that wasn't eligible for New Mexico relief benefits in August can apply for another round of economic relief. Low-income households received $750 back in August. I believe the state of New Mexico has a stimulus check program where people that weren't eligible for previous stimulus checks, the state is actually has a stimulus check program that is basically sending out stimulus checks to people that weren't eligible for whatever reasons they weren't eligible for. The state of Tennessee. In Tennessee, Rutherford County school officials passed legislation to pay $1,000 bonus for full-time public employees and $500 for part-time public school employees if they were employed with the district from October 1st to December 17th. Employees who remain with the district between January and March 2022 will qualify for an additional $500 payment. Pretty cool. Employees who remain employed between January and May 22 will then qualify for another $500 payment. Wow, we're up to like almost $2,000 or something here. Pretty awesome. New employees hired through the end of December are eligible to qualify for the second bonus payment. The relief is meant to aid individuals who suffered during the pandemic and help them get back on their feet. Vermont. Meanwhile, although Vermont is not issuing a direct payout, the state is offering to cover moving expenses up to $7,500 for people relocating to the state. Okay, that's a lot. The caveat is the individual must be relocating due to unemployment in hospitality and construction. Okay. This article didn't even mention the state of Maine's $285 stimulus checks that are going out right now to 524,000 people. Those are going out here, started in the month of November, and probably are still going out right now as well to people making under $75,000 in the state of Maine. And the $400 stimulus checks that the state of Illinois has proposed that they want to send out as well. It would be $400 for married filing jointly tax returns and $200 stimulus checks for individuals in the state of Illinois. This is proposed by Republicans in the state, and that is something you can see here. Stimulus checks from Illinois could come in time for Christmas if approved. So we have multiple different states, cities, and counties that are trying to send out stimulus checks here. And honestly, we could have a lot more here in the future as all states got over $1 billion from the last stimulus package, and they all still have money available. In fact, like over 80 or around somewhere around 80% of the money is still available. I don't think any of the states have used all their money. They're just sitting on the money, and a lot of the money has to be approved. So they're really just kind of going to be deciding how to spend this money in the future. So I will keep you up to date on state, city, county money, as well as this next stimulus package. There's going to be another stimulus package after this, President Biden has confirmed, as well as mortgage assistance, rent assistance, utility assistance. I'll link you to some videos here in a moment on how to apply for those. We have literally had thousands and thousands of people that watch this channel get rent assistance, get their rent paid for up to 12 months. That is available right now, billions of dollars as well, from the third stimulus check package. And then when they pass this next stimulus package, there's going to be $25 billion more available for rent assistance as well. So I will link you to some videos on how to apply that or how to apply for those here in a moment. So make sure to subscribe down below here so you don't miss out on new videos. New videos come out here on our channel every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You don't want to miss out on any videos. I will keep you up to date on everything going on here in our country and newest stimulus programs as they get announced. You can click here to watch my newest video next. You can click here to watch how to apply for rent assistance. It's free to do so. And this bottom video is how to apply for utility assistance. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.